Arca Bulls family, where you at? Hello, hello, hello. Throw some A's in the chat if you can hear me. Throw some A's in the chat. Throw some A's in the chat if you can hear me, you guys. Throw some A's in the chat. How you doing, family? Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Really appreciate you. Sebastian, Ed, Matt, good vibes. Mark, what's up, dude? Karamico Studios, what's up, man? Oh, my goodness. Jimmy Sams, what's up, man? Fern, orale. Kevin, what's up, buddy? Friends, what's up, man? Osvaldo. Dude, good to have you guys here, man. Zen YB, what's up, man? What's up? Appreciate you guys stopping by, man. Really cool. So, I don't know if anybody actually saw the real. What's up, man? Zen, how you doing, man? Yeah, Matt, what's up, buddy? Mondo, thank you guys for coming by. Catfish, what's up, buddy? So I don't know if you actually saw the post that I put up regarding GTII, but my goodness, you guys, I think the statistics are actually playing out for this massive move to the upside. I've actually been tracking the volatility and momentum on this play for about a month now, and I believe we are actually in play for that huge upside move for GTII, you guys. Please check out that video. I know that video is a little long, but there's a lot to explain, and I actually do see a massive move to the upside in play now, okay? But just know that that is a statistical variance. It is actually not a certainty, okay? You guys, please remember that. Samantha, how you doing? I love people are still coming by. Thank you so much. Hyro, what's up, man? You guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate this. I know we actually have to go over a few tickers and stuff. Lots of people I heard got trapped in GROM. We actually were going to cover that yesterday, but I know time was running a little short. But who got trapped? What happened? And why? And Ketty Bear, what's up, man? Good to hear, Samantha. Good to hear. So who got trapped, man? Who got trapped in GROM and GROM? What? Was that something that actually just capitulated out of nowhere? Did it trap some longs on the top? Oh my goodness. Pardon me. The real A swag band, swang actually, sorry. Yeah. I'm actually in I'm in Los Angeles, California, you guys. I am actually broadcasting to you at 9:23 p.m. presently right now from the great city of LA, the city of angels itself. Yeah, so pre-market was high, right, Jimmy? And then it just, oh man, it would be that. You know what? I've actually been even considering opening up some type of VPN so that I could maybe change the location of my IP address so that I can trade the better opportunities literally at 1 a.m. Yeah, man. So I'm really sorry that some of those people got stuck. You guys, actually, Daytona, what? That's cool. You guys, let me know what city you're in. Let me know where you are. I would love to see I would love to see the diversity here. Please state your city, state your country, your state, whatever it is. Just let me know where you guys are. I would love to see that. Yeah, again, I am in Los Angeles, California, you guys. I am coming to you live from here. It's just about 9:24 p.m. right now. What, Jimmy Sams, you're in Vegas? No, what? Look at that. Dr. 175, New York City. We have Chicago in the house, Washington. My goodness. So Spokane, cool. Very cool. Man, Clinton, Montana, Oregon, LA. We got some LA people here. Brooklyn, Vancouver, Bronx. Wow, that's really cool. Calgary, nice, man. Mission Viejo, OC. That's cool. I'm not too far from these areas. And look at that, Katie Bear coming up from Ontario, Canada. You guys, thank you so much. Vietnam, no way. Are you serious, Hush? How is it there? How's the weather? Is it rainy about these times of the year? And then 50 miles north of Los Angeles. Mark, you're coming, Fresno maybe, somewhere around there? California and Arizona. That's cool, man. Thank you guys for sharing your locations. That's really cool. I love to see this. I know that it could be some. I know that it's probably late for some of you out there. I appreciate you stopping by. Midnight Alley coming from Santa Clarita, California. Definitely not far from me. Santa Clarita is actually about what, like a good 35-minute drive from me. So I'm actually coming to you from West Palmdale, to be very exact. I'm still within Los Angeles. So it's midnight there, huh? I was about to cool. So yeah, Antelope Valley, Palmdale, Rancho Vista, I see that, Mark. I'm actually coming to you very, very near you. And Australia, 1:25 p.m. So friends, it's actually a pretty good time for you to tune in, I guess, right? Are you not in the middle of work? Are you in lunch or something? West Palmdale, Mark. Cool. Yeah. 85 and sunny on the island. That's, man, whew. It's probably in West Palmdale. You're not gonna believe this, man. It's probably let's see. I think it's about 36 degrees outside. It's getting a little cold outside, man. I actually haven't talked about PRTY in quite a while. So what's going on with PRTY? Is it looking like it's an upside move? Is that Party City? I think it was Party City, right? Party City. I did cover it a couple. I don't know, maybe a few months ago, and I did like the play. I'm not gonna lie. I actually just came out of it because there was some capitulation happening, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. And oh yeah, so what happened with ICCM? I see a lot of people posting about this, man. I remember looking at Tops too. It was looking very good. What happened with Tops? Did it go up? No, you're not, Kevin. What? AVYA? AVY, is anyone trading? Guys, let me know who's trading Catfish. What the hell, man? I love you so much, my bro. Please let me know what I can do for you, my brother. There's no way I can take that just like that. Please let me know what I can do. Okay, I would love to take a look at a ticker for you. I really appreciate that. Guys, so yeah, is anyone trapped in AVYA? Please let me know if anyone's trading that. What is happening with that ticker? I have heard a few times about it already. So if anyone's trapped in there, let me know what's going on in the fundamentals, because we don't want anybody trapped, guys. We don't want anybody trapped there. Okay, we got to help each other out. What's my personal favorite next play that I am looking at? GTII, my brother. So actually, I am expecting a little bit of a pullback, but GTII is definitely in my radar. The statistics are now officially in play. Just to let you know, you guys, DJS actually asked this, and I am actually looking at a potential 3,202 spot, 47% move to the upside based on statistical variance that I got. It's actually a bunch of variables that I accumulated for GTII over the last month, and the back test actually is showing a pretty good odd here. I'm thinking about a 67% inaccuracy for the upside, and all of the criteria, the conditions are actually met. I would prefer to see some critical bars printing, and what I mean by that is actually these in the momentum. I'm sorry, in the volatility thing right here. I would love to see this to print in the red bars over here. Kevin, there's no way, my brother. Please let me know if I can. Actually, do you want me to? Kevin, do you want me to look at that AVYA? I'll pull it up for you right now, brother. Thank you so much. I can't even express to you how much that means, you guys. You don't have to do that. You don't have to donate to me. I am here to help you guys too. Okay, I really appreciate you. So, but regardless, let me look at that AVYA just in case, okay? Because I know you're not the only one who has mentioned it to me, and I have been talking to a few people in DMs and stuff, and a lot of people telling me that they're a little trapped in plays like that. So regardless of the fact, we should just see it real quick, right? So AVYA is actually making a huge descent here. Of course it is, though. You know, we're in a turbulent market, so it is expected. So actually, wow, this ticker is damn. So it has faced some serious upside in the past. So Avaya Holdings, okay, so what are the technicals saying about this? We do have a 52-week low of where are we at? About 12 cents, right? So that actually just happened recently. So that's it's looking pretty good. Merry Christmas to you too, Kevin. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much. Kyle D, what's up, man? We'll look at CORZ too. We'll look at all that stuff, you guys. Please, if I do miss your request, please just just retype it again, and I'll remember to take a look once again. Okay, so but first, yeah, let's take a look at this AVYA. Okay, so very interesting here. This in the technicals here. This is usually something that I don't see. I'm talking about an analyst rating at a sell, as well as the algorithmic a bot that actually TradingView has built in, suggesting a sell. So algo sell and people sell. So this is looking a little interesting. Okay, so the forecast, let's see what the forecast is saying for AVYA. So okay, the first analyst offering 1 year price forecast for AVYA Holdings Corp have a max estimate of about 40 cents and the main estimate of about, okay, so the minimum estimate is actually 40 cents. So we're currently sitting at where? Let's go ahead and see that closure on the 12-hour chart, so we can make a good decision here. So we're sitting, let's see. Yeah, we have to zoom in a little bit to see that. So we're currently at 1922. So that did face a pretty nice bounce. I do like it. Catfish, I actually remember asking you, what do you mean by racing? Is that, do you race a certain like a vehicle or something, or why do you have that, or is it just a joke based on your handle, Catfish Posse Racing? Is that actually something? Let's see. So open wheel modified. Okay, so I'm asking because I actually raced motocross and supercross for quite some time, and I actually got injured, so I actually stopped that, right? So Cryptic Trader says, Arca, I'm in GTII with a 250 average. I think I can recover. Yes, I do think so, actually. The conditions are set for a massive move, and in fact, if you guys haven't seen the video just yet, I can go ahead and give you that quick little burst. It's a little spoiler right here. I can tell you that I am seeing a top target based on a 3,202 spot, 47% thrust to the upside at about 1825. Okay, so that changed from the previous estimate that I had about $68. So that changed because of the firing of the signal itself. I'm going to come back to AVYA, but particularly to that signal is this. Okay, so I was looking at, let's see, the volatility profile. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Here you are. So based on the firing right down here of the volatility profile, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit for you guys to see a little clear. So yeah, right down here, it's actually right at that pivot. As soon as we started to get that upside, that's exactly when the firing of the signal happened, which is right at this spinning top doji opening of that candle. So from this candle, we can measure a 3,200% upside thrust, which has direct confluence with our trend line right up here, which is the resistance of the ascending channel that we're currently in. So 1825 is in fact the area that I'm looking for. So yeah, let's see, about 1825, and the resistance between the channel top and that is actually between, let's see, you're looking at about $10 to $18 resistance. Okay, so that's an area where you can expect severe sell-off and a lot of people selling off. Okay, so now please remember that it's not a certainty. It is very much a statistical value for us to evaluate. Okay, you guys know that the metrics are just based off statistical volatility, historical volatility. Okay, you guys. So in this case, AVYA, it is looking a little bearish. It looks like we actually came right back down into that 52-week low and are now creating what could be a dead cat bounce right here. Okay, so if we're making that dead cat bounce, sorry, if we are realizing that dead cat, then there is a further capitulation to expect. But let's go ahead and see if we can get an edge over that trade. So let's go ahead and open up a relative strength index. This is an RSI. For the new viewers and people who are still learning, please know that the pink line represents a 14-day period. Okay, so this is a 14-day simple moving average, and the purple line actually represents the RSI signal itself. Okay, so let's look at the 12-hour metrics here. I'm going to close over the financials and the technicals here so that we can look at our charts a little bit a little clearer here. So okay, we are in the process of making a little bit of a bullish cross. Okay, so I had to zoom in like crazy to see this. Are you guys able to see that RSI right down here? Please let me know if you're able to see the RSI, the little pink and purple line here through your screen, as I am not able to see what you're looking at. Okay, you guys, so if you are able to see it, very cool, because from my perspective it does look like you kind of sort of can. I just don't understand why you're actually getting two screens. Are you guys able to see this, or are you just let's see. Okay, so you could see it. Very cool. All right, good. I'm not sure why we're getting that second area up there. But we'll go ahead and fix those things later on. Okay, anyway, so yes, it looks like we are crossing into the bullish side of things, but that's very, very minimal right now. Another way that we can actually verify that we can be making a bullish move is actually by finding divergence. Okay, so if there is a divergence, price action versus momentum, then there is the possibility of an upside move coming in relatively soon. So let's see if we can actually find that divergence. Okay, so usually divergence is the opposition of price action versus momentum. Please remember that. Okay, you guys, I will iterate these things as often as I can, but I do need to know that you are also in the know. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and locate some divergences here to see if we can validate some upside, because there could actually be some. So particularly from this area here, which could be the low of this candle from May 26th. Okay, so this is a pretty good way for you guys to know that there is a sense of hopium, right? So we can go ahead and locate it now at the bottom of our trend here, which looks like was right at that green candle. So whoever was trading this and pushed it to the upside did get a bit of a false signal, but he did know what he was doing. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that further validations are still needed. Okay, so I can see actually a few other drives of phantom bullish divergence. In this case, it's phantom because we are having to come from point A down to point B and crossing price action all through this stuff right here. Sebastian, I can't believe you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how much that means to me, my bro. Please let me know if I can do anything for you guys. Please let me know if I can check a chart for you. I know you've been mentioning a few tickers here and there, and I hope I have been responding to you. But please do let me know. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate that, Sebastian. You're such a nice guy. Yeah, so now I see two primary drives of bullish divergence here, phantom bullish divergence drives. So there is the potential that an upside is imminent. Okay, so now let's take a look at some shorter time frames on the RSI. So 6 hour is suggesting a little bit of a sideways trading. The good thing is that we are above the RSI, and there is let's see, there is support to be found on it in case we do face some further downside. Okay, so this is a good thing. Now let's look at the bi-hourly RSI and see what we have. Okay, so the bi-hourly is actually sitting very much in the grips of the bear strength percentile, which is the lower half of the bottom half of the RSI. Okay, you guys, so if you've never actually seen that, I'm going to go ahead and scooch my screen just a little bit over to the right so that you can see what that chart looks like. So this is the bearish control zone in the bottom half, bullish control zone on the top half. You have overbought percentile above 70%, and you have oversold percentile below 30%. Okay, so this is something that you should kind of take a gander at while I do talk about the RSI. Okay, so we are sitting in the grips of the bear strength percentile and the bi-hourly, suggesting a potential downside. Okay, so as long as we do remain in here, the pressure is to the downside and favoring the bulls, unfortunately. Okay, so now a good thing is that the immediate short-term time frame 30-minute RSI is kind of pivoted in a neutral direction. So when we do have this neutral bias, there is a chance that the asset could be waiting or is pensive about something. Okay, daily time frame is suggesting a continuation onto the downside, but however, we must know that we are currently at a very, very low RSI level, and we have actually retraced from this RSI level historically let's see, one time. Okay, so that's one of one iterations. We have to be careful with that. Okay, so only 3 other times have we passed this zone, so there is still some room to continue to the downside. Okay, you guys, please be very careful. I do see already a psychological component to the trade. Let me go ahead and close off this thing here, and I can actually show you that zone. So we can actually see a psychological area of interest for the bulls, and that is actually particularly from this gap and this other gap right down here. Okay, so actually let's go ahead and take those and mark them off so that we know our areas of interest. Okay, particularly to the first gap, we're looking at 38.55 to about 49 cents, so a pretty large gap. It's pretty substantial. T Honey, thank you so much. I'll make sure to look at SWVL coming right up. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you. So now we're looking at about for the second gap, 89.91, so about 90 cents to about $1.10 is the next area of interest. But so far I am looking at a continuation to the downside, but that downside is actually limited. Now we don't have any historical value. Okay, so we don't have any historical data to see where we can go, so we're actually going to have to rely on just something as simple as a fib. Okay, Kevin, so we're going to look at taking a fib retracement from the swing high of the day to the swing low. So in this case we can see a potential target. Okay, so let's just go ahead and zoom in just a little bit and see what we have in store for us. Okay, so very curious here, the fact that we do have the December 19th wick low ending at about 12.10, and that is very much in direct confluence with the 2.618 golden mean. Okay, so it's a very important ratio for us to take a look at. And yes, okay, so please be very careful with this, as we do have, I can give you a support range too. Okay, so other than us finding a support range, obviously at that wick low, we can actually take a drawing here. And actually, let me see something. All right, so yeah, there is some confluence between the two fib and the closure of this candle here. So we can actually use the 2.272 at about 13.44 as that form of support. Okay, so in failing this support, Kevin, with a minimum 4-hour candle closure below this bottom line at the 2.618 12.14, we can expect a continuation of capitulation here. Okay, so definitely be very, very careful with how you move along from this point. Okay, if you have high risk, there is a save tactic here. Okay, so here's that tactic. If you are looking at right now, you're bag holding right about 1940. So say that you actually put your stop loss for about 30% portfolio at about 1810. You can actually take this little 1810 30% out. You can actually remove it and add it right down here, so you can actually make your cost basis a little simpler to reach. Okay, so if your cost basis is way over here, if you do 30% purchase at this bottom level, you can actually bring that cost basis down just a little bit, thus making it easier for you to actually reach that cost basis once again. Okay, so that's some of the forms that you can actually practice within day trading or swing trading in risk management. So I'm talking about very short-term risk. I'm sure you know about risk very well. So, and I definitely am not doubting your intelligence within this, but yes, the price action can go entirely against us at times. Okay, you guys, so please make sure to be careful with the asset that you're trading in. Let's make sure that we do get some type of confirmation or validation via a strategy. Okay, you guys, so now there was news and it moved. Okay, but not enough. I do understand. So I do see the news catalyst here, but also please mind that there is earnings tomorrow at 12:23. Okay, tomorrow being the 23rd of December, earnings report will be for AVYA. I'm not exactly sure if we're looking for good earnings or what, but there is still some ways to be able to take a look at those metrics. Okay, so one of those ways is actually, let's see if we even have them. We have some financials here. So the overview for them. No, actually, you know what? Let's take a look at earnings, and it looks like for the majority, they've actually been at a pretty good beat. And actually, for that last month, they came in minus 3.15 per expectations. So this was kind of I'm sure this was a downside. Okay, so the next earnings, the quarter four actually is, oof. The estimate is actually 737.54 million. And okay, so you definitely keep an eye on this, bro. Keep an eye on the earnings coming up tomorrow. So this can essentially make or break that play, and either test new lows or test what we could be talking about right up here. Okay, so we can actually make that second test of this move that I assume you were talking about with the high of 37.90. Okay, definitely watch out for this. Okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker and see what we have. So we're gonna look at SWVL, or Sebastian, was that a ticker? Or is that, I'm not sure what SGD means. Is that the currency that it is? I've never actually seen these. Is that a super sticker? Is that what it's called? I'm super new to this, you guys. Please just know that I'm not super familiar with what's happening within YouTube. SGD, is that, I'm sure that's a currency, right? Because or I don't know. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and pull. Oh, it is a currency. Thank you, Lion. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pull up T Honey's request, and we're going to be looking at SWVL. Somebody write something right down there, please. What is SWVL? What have they done? Why are you trapped? Why are we here? Okay, what did they do? Are we going to go beat them up? Let's go beat them up. Okay, so yeah, so it is under the NASDAQ. Very, very cool. Okay, already a good sign on the daily, but it is, oh, you're in Singapore. Gotcha. That's cool, man. Very cool. I love I love the diversity here, you guys. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and expand this. I usually tend to start off, for those of you who are newer, I usually tend to start off the analysis with the daily chart. Okay, so wow, March 30th, 2022, did they report that bad of earnings? That this thing capitulated, or was this some type of a split, or what happened? Oh my goodness. You guys, that's we're talking about $9 to, let's see, that first dip to about $4.23. Okay, so all right, T Honey, yeah, we're definitely gonna take a look at this and see why they are beating you up. Okay, we need to see what the deal is. Yeah, it definitely did. From above, moderator, thank you so much, my brother. It has actually capitulated pretty substantially. So I don't see a macro formation here, which means that we're actually going to have to dive in just a little bit deeper into the price action and see exactly what could be happening, because I would love to provide an opinion based on this kind of price action. Can you imagine that? Look at this. This has been straight red candles from November 30th to December 2022. So we're looking at almost a month of capitulation here. Definitely agree with you, Kenneth. Read it. GTII could be explosive. Okay, so all right. So let's make some, I potentially see a descending channel, but let me go ahead and verify that, okay? So there could be several ways in which we do this. So let me just see if we can get these candles to, the last thing we want to do, remember you guys, the last thing we want to do is force the trend line, okay? It should be easy. It should actually just fit like butter, right? So these are, I can actually see the change in frequency. Hold on just a moment and let's see. Okay, so there is a potential to where it could be that, but let's just make some adjustments to see if there is any other potential as to how to make sure that these trends do connect, okay? Which I actually already I do see the potential of it being like this. Okay, so hold on just a moment. Let's see. It's definitely an art, okay, you guys? We have to be very particular about these things. We can't force the trend lines. We can't force a trade, or else we're going to be forced to lose money. All right, you guys, definitely watch out. Definitely watch out. Okay, so if this is a descending channel that we're presently riding, Let's see what we have. This is not a test of the resistance because it's not touching it. So this is a little tricky, okay? We have test number 1, we have test number 2, and okay, so usually we follow the golden rule of 3, but if you've actually been a viewer of this channel, you'll know that I actually talk about the potential of fulfilling on test number 5 as well, okay? So we're looking at test number 1, 2, we have 3, and it's capitulating, okay? It actually tried to do the test 4, but that's usually a fake out. That fake out happens because the third iteration usually presents the biggest downside. So if we haven't seen that downside from the third test, the fourth test will certainly give us that downside, and then we can actually see an actual test in true breakout on test number 5. Okay, test number 5 will give us that, but it is contingent upon a second test down here, and that second test will validate the descending channel that we're in. Descending channels are usually a trend reversal signal by themselves, so we can actually potentially see a reversal coming out actually after some more capitulation. So let's take a fib and actually do it from the swing low of the day to the swing high and see what we have towards the downside. Actually, we may actually have to take it from a couple days out. So we'll do it from the third day out, okay, as I do see some confluent targets already lining up. So the 20-cent area that we're looking at, actually, no, it's not. Let's keep on going up because we're in the negative numbers. We're in 8 cents low right now, guys. This is very dangerous. I forget that we're looking at only cents here. Usually I prefer to trade things that are actually within about minimum 70 cents and up to about, I don't know, maybe a buck or two. So like a small cap company with a capitalization of anywhere between maybe minimum 100 million to about $1 billion is usually what I love to trade. So in this case, the 1.618 would actually have to be one of those areas of interest, which is actually at 3 cents, 341. Okay, so if this thing has the potential to really lose itself. But first of all, this is already a good sign. Okay, it doesn't mean we're going down right now. This is a good sign. Usually when we're printing a hammer candle at the very bottom of a trend, it usually means a potential reversal is coming, okay? But do know that we did print one here too, and as you can see, it actually started going up, but then we failed. But that can likely mean that it was for the reason of what I mentioned before. We're not facing that capitulation. Usually the third test does present the biggest downside, okay? So I'm talking about being very close to zeroing out here, okay? So this is almost a rug pull. So be very careful here, okay, you guys? So I am looking at if let's pull up the RSI and see if momentum is suggesting a continuation to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the second one here and we'll just look at this one. Daily is suggesting actually an upside. So we may be facing that corrective move now, and I am let me verify this for you, T Honey, because I think I do see maybe let's look. Yes, okay, I do see some drives of bullish divergence already happening. Okay, so this is a good sign, and this is a very it's even hard to actually measure it because it's so large. So I'm talking about particularly from this point right over here. So actually, let me see. Yeah, right here. And we can actually take it. I can't even see the candle, but it'll be down there. And this candle is connected to this pivot right over here. Okay, actually, no, we're going to need it from right here. Man, my goodness, guys, this is tough. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this divergence happen. Okay, so we're going to adjust this to this bottom level right over here. So yeah, we're looking at a drive of bullish divergence here. Usually happens when price action is making a series of lower lows and you're actually looking at momentum represented by RSI in this case making a higher high. Okay, so this is particularly a regular drive of phantom bullish divergence, and phantom because we're going from point A to point B through price action. Okay, so this is actually looking not bad. It is a very large drive. So this is potentially why whoever started buying started buying on this signal. Okay, not everybody looks at these signals, but it's very important for you to notice that there is a drive of bullish divergence in play, and it looks like it's already suggesting that upside. Let's look at the 8-hour. So 8-hour RSI is already now making a bullish cross above the moving average, so which is very good for us to know. The moving average, let me put it up just a little bit in case you can't see. So yeah, we're actually making that bullish cross right now above the 14-day moving average. Very good sign. Let's go to the 4-hour and see what we have. Okay, so the 4-hour now is in the very, very, very shallow areas of the oversold percentile, which is actually, let me adjust my screen one more time, which is actually right down here. Okay, so we're in these shallow areas here. As long as we do maintain ourselves in those shallow areas, we can actually see a gravitational pull right into the opposing zone. Okay, so in this case, it is looking pretty good. Okay, now let's go to the hourly RSI and see what the immediate short-term time frame has to suggest. Okay, so it is an upside continuation, moving average giving us an upside bias as well. But please know that there is the potential to where we can actually be gravitationally pulled right back into the opposing zone. Okay, as long as we do maintain ourselves within these shallow areas, there is this type of magnetic bounce happening. Okay, so this is likely why we've seen this like teeth grinding action in price. Be very careful with that, you guys. Okay. So now, as far as targets are concerned, if we are considering a continuation to the upside, maybe we can bring up some simple moving averages and see what those have to offer for us. Okay, so we do have some resistance from the SMA 10 right here located at about 1073, but it's looking like we're already trying to penetrate that SMA 10. As soon as we do break that SMA 10, we can actually use it as support and continue on to the upside. That upside can actually be a max for now at about 1621, located at the 50-day simple moving average. We can verify that also with a fib retracement. So let's take a swing high to the swing low of the price action and see what we have. Okay, so I can already see a range of resistance for you. Let's take it from the 1.618 at about 1442 to about the 50-day simple moving average 1621. This is likely an area to find resistance where we can see a bounce back, potentially use the knot 786 at 11 cents before a continuation on to the upside. Okay, so this is kind of the move that I'm looking for. It looks like it's moving very slowly too, so the volatility may actually increase in some time. Okay, you guys, so definitely watch out with this one. I know we can actually see some upside. If your average is laying somewhere within this, I would consider probably maybe pulling out and then try to find a better entry, as you could potentially find it at about 11 cents. Okay, so T-Honey, I hope I did answer your questions correctly based on this analysis. Thank you so much, by the way, for the donation. I really, really appreciate that. And Mark, I am definitely going to look at SMMT for you. Thank you so much. But I do remember there was a previous request. So let's go ahead and take some of those requests out of the way. Moderator, did you see something around there for me? I think I saw TRKA maybe. I also saw Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian is actually asking for ARDX, OP, and HLBZ. So Sebastian, yes, I do remember you made that donation. Thank you so much, my bro. Let's look at ARDX next, you guys, and we'll continue with our analysis. So ARDX, tell me what's the deal? Who got trapped in that? Did somebody get killed on that? ARDX. Oh my goodness. So, wow, ARDX is making a massive move. Sebastian, are you in this, bro? Are you already making money or what? I hope you are, man. Don't say no. All right, so let's look at it in the daily. Again, you guys, please remember that I do start this on the daily. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Make sure to hit that like button, you guys, as this will actually help get this information out to as many people out there who want to learn about the trade and who actually want to see what real trading could be like. Okay, so all right, so oh man, this is not looking good. Okay, Sebastian, this is very dangerous, and the reason why I can say that is because what you're looking at here is is an ascending broadening wedge. My apologies. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of those moving averages so that we can see exactly what I mean by this, okay? Because this is a very dangerous, actually, it could be very profitable for short bias traders, and also, oh man, and it looks like we could potentially be. Let me verify that. Actually, let's see. It's definitely a what's called a broadening ascending wedge. Okay, but I want to actually verify a couple things here within the trend. Okay, because this can likely bring in some losses for people. Let's see here. I think it could be potentially just about here. 1, 2, 3. Oh man. Ooh boy. So this test is actually a failed test. Is not actually touching the resistance. That's good. And man, if you went into this like November 21st or after, you are severely lucky, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is for the following, okay? You are going to know right away why this is as dangerous as I perceive, as not many perceive this to be, okay? So this is actually the support touch right down here. We do have another support touch here. We have the reclaim right over here, okay? So what you're looking at is test number 1, test number 2, and test number 3. Usually test 3 is the failing component, okay? So now you are looking at test number 4. I can almost bet that this will, at the moment that it touches this trend line here, or that it actually surpasses it just a little bit, short positions will be signaled to open up a massive short here and ride this all the way down to, first, it's going to be take profit for shorts or covering of shorts at $1.49, okay? Or about $1.44, depending on the day that we actually make that bottom side. Okay, so this is getting really, really dangerous here, okay? So let's see. Hold on just a sec. So now what you're looking for here, let me bring up the SMAs too, because this is okay. So in capitulating to the downside on the daily, you're looking at the 100-day simple moving average directly in confluence with that level that we're talking about 140, okay? So it's literally sitting right here. The next area of support is just going to be a very short-term bounce. We can actually see a short-term bounce from the SMA 10 located at about 197. It'll potentially bounce to test the highs of these candles here at about 209. Then it'll continue down to the 50-day moving average, little short bounce to about 182. The 50-day average is at about 165. We can see retracement back to 183, and then test the 100-day simple moving average at 140. Okay, so look at this. This is literally like this is a slam dunk play for shorts. Okay, I'm just gonna let you how it works. I'm gonna let you know how it works. So we touch the SMA 10. We resist at those the candle prior highs, right, at about 212. We come right back down to the SMA 50. We bounce off the SMA 50. Right at the SMA 10, we actually find resistance. We actually bounce one more time to the SMA 100. In this case, we bounce just a little bit from the 100, use the 50 as resistance, and then we capitulate to the 200-day simple moving average, and we come back and test our newly converted support into now resistance, and the take profit for shorts will be at the genesis of the formation itself, which can be located at 66 cents, okay? This can take days and days. You go ahead and check me in about a few days when this happens, okay? Make sure to be careful with this trade, okay? This is usually how it happens. So I have traded many ascending wedges, particularly to the daily chart, and I can actually almost bet that that's the way that it's going to happen. In fact, I actually do have a couple examples for you to take a look at, okay? So particularly to this right over here, this is one that I actually traded starting from right over here. This is ticker symbol BBBY, and I actually did end up taking profit at the very lowest level at about $9.90. Okay, this is a quick move. This is now another one right over here. This is ticker symbol WBR, I believe, or Weber. WEBR. Okay, so this was actually an entry that was also gained right about up here on the daily chart. We actually got that capitulation event. You can actually, man, if we open up like tiny time frames, you can actually see all the bounces happening based off the moving averages, the fib levels. You can actually always see that target happen right at that downside. Okay, so this is a very dangerous chart. This is my last one I'm going to show you. This is AMC on the daily chart as well, making an ascending broadening wedge. You have test number 1, 2, and the third test right at the very top, and we can actually get that resistance, and then you just capitulate straight to the bottom, and you can see we touch a moving average here that I actually took out. We come back, we retest the newly converted support into resistance, capitulate all the way to the take profit zone. Okay, I told everybody at about $16 that we were going down to 683. Nobody believed me, and believe me when I say that this was one of the plays that got me a lot of followers, just because I did say we're gonna go down like 463 million% to the downside. So so this is one of those. Okay, I'm very aggressive when it comes to things like this, because they do tend to play out very much so, or very much often within bear markets. Okay, these present anxiety. Okay, so this is definitely a psychological, a very driven psychological formation that is particular to bear markets. Okay, this happens in recessionary periods more often than not. Descending, right angled, and ascending broadening wedges. Okay, you guys, some people call them expanding wedges, some people call them bull horns. They're known as different things. Okay, you guys, but just so you know that is what typically happens with this trade, and as you can see, it's following that exact formula. Okay, you guys, be careful with ARDX, as there is a potential of a massive loss. Okay, I hope I did answer that question for you correctly, Sebastian. So if you're in profit right now, I would consider taking profit almost immediately. Okay, please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take what I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. Okay, take what I when I mean seriously, when I'm saying something seriously, is this: hit the like button right now, you guys. Hit the like button so that we can get this out to more people, and more people can come in and learn about the trade. Okay, you guys, if you haven't done so already, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to me, hit that like button, and things will be okay. All right, so I know, Sebastian, you still have more to look at. We'll go ahead and get back to those, but I do remember somebody mentioning TRKA and ICCM, particularly very much in the beginning of the chat. I did see ICCM actually. Somebody actually mentioned that ICCM way too fast. So let's go ahead and pull that up, as ICCM is continuing to give us that. Catfish, good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you, my brother. If there's any ticker that I can evaluate for you or look at, even if it's through DMs, please make sure to reach out to me, as I am more than happy to help you out and look at some of those tickers. Okay, just let me know that you are Catfish when you do message me, and then just some other name appears. Okay. But thank you so much for everything, Catfish. Please be safe and be well. We'll talk very soon. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and load up now ICCM before TRKA, right, guys? So let's see. ICCM is now the next one in our list. Okay. What is this, you guys? What's happening here? Okay, these charts are just so ugly. Okay, so it is respecting moving averages. Very good. We are already in the daily. Let's just go ahead and zoom out a little bit and see its entire trading history. So this literally looks like a whole ass standard deviation right here, where most of the results land at 6.8% of it, right? Oh my goodness. Oh God. Okay, so let's see what we have. Eric, man, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we'll take a look at TSLA too, my bro. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead. It's gonna be TRKA next, and then we'll load up Tesla as well. Okay. Oh man, Zeph, what's up, man? Zephyr, good to see you. Yeah, we definitely do, man. I think I do too, bro, because you know that cool ass AMC play that I got so many millions out of, right? Still bag holding that boy 92% down from whenever the hell it was. Okay, I am here to make sure that no one does that again. Okay, do not do that. Okay, you guys, we're not gonna ever do this again. We're not gonna be holding the AMCs like that. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, like I didn't believe today the value of that $8,000 that I put in. It was like $892. Can you believe that? That's literally 4 million% down. Okay, so on ICCM, particularly to this insane candle right here, just screaming sell immediately right now before I capitulate continuously down and force you to take off your pants and spank you. Okay, this is not good, you guys. So when we're looking at this huge shooting star like this, chances are we're gonna face some downside. Okay, so definitely watch out for this. Avoid any stock ape father promote. Do you guys ever listen to what's his name, Teddy Zane? He talks the biggest crap about Ape Father. Oh man, it's so funny. But yeah, you guys. So yeah, let's take a look at this ICCM shooting star right here, because this, you guys, this is definitely a daily print. Okay, and when you see a shooting star at the top of any trend, it usually signals a huge capitulation incoming. Okay, but let's verify that. Okay, so first of all, the inverse of the shooting star right down here is a bullish hammer, and this is literally what's called the terminal shakeout. Okay, so we did face that spring here from Wyckoff theory. It literally rocket shipped to the top on I don't even know why, and then it actually came back down and closed the candle at, actually, let's see, the daily candle closed at blah 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 $2.60, but let's look at the 12-hour to see where we are as far as that information. Okay, so now okay, so it did continue to the way down on the 12-hour. Okay, so now we can see aftermarket activity on the 12-hour, and it looks like the closure that we're facing at market is actually at $1.33. So there is still a little bit more to go. Usually when we have those large gaps presented on that daily, this here, of course, it's you know, things are going to want to get covered, right? So there's a lot of price action happening within this. So let's go ahead and go back to that 12-hour chart and see what we have. Wait. What's going on? Are you talking to me, Lion? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I'm sorry. I was like, man, I'm not about to. Is that really what I'm streaming on? I'm streaming at 720p. That's the highest I have? This is really good to know. Lion, let me know the truth right now, my bro. Is it 720p as the highest? Goodness gracious, if it's 720p, I have like a gnarly GPU in this. How is that possible? Is it? Oh, it's probably because of bandwidth. I'm talking about internet. Oh, it's 1080. Okay, thanks, Eric. That's good. As long as we get a minimum of 1080, then we're cool. Oh my goodness. All right, Lion, take care. Be well. Have some sleep. Get some rest. I'll catch you at the Bell Mañana. You know how it goes. So you're at 1080p, Zephram? Okay, that's good. So you had to manually select it. Yeah. So that's you. Sometimes when the bandwidth is a little low, you have to select it. 1080 is the highest. Okay, that's cool. I would, honestly prefer like maybe 12K, but 1080 will do. I'm just kidding, you guys. All right, so there is still a little. Oh, damn, 144p, huh? Man. So I'm probably appearing like all kinds of little blocks and little tiny third grader drawings and stuff. So that should be real cool. All right, so there's still a little bit of a gap to close out here. Okay, so we're looking at, let's see, from the bottom side of about 90 cents to where we currently wicked low today on that 12-hour candle. We're looking at a $1.24 to 90 cent bottom. Okay, so this, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but I'm saying that it usually tends to happen when we do have like areas like this and we're very close to it. Okay, so let's verify that. Let's look at some SMAs. Okay, so right away we can see that the 50-day simple moving average is above us as resistance. The 100-day, the 10-day, and the 200-day are all above us making sure that we can lose all of our money. Okay, so make sure to take some consideration with the SMAs. Okay, another thing is that we're going to look at a shorter time frame and see what kind of formation we could be in and move forward. Okay, so the 4-hour chart does have a bullish component here, a psychological component, and bullish nonetheless. So we do have another gap located between 191 and about 204, of which the SMA 10 is literally in confluence with. It doesn't mean that we're going up. It just means that we're using this gap top as a form of support. Okay, but on the 4-hour chart, please notice that here is the SMA 50 and the 100. Okay, we can actually see a small pump to the upside, followed by a potential attempt into covering this down here. So let's go ahead and open up some momentum and see what that is suggesting. We'll use the Arc RSI yet again. Let's close this off and see what we have. Okay, so the 4-hour time frame is a little bias, a little neutral for that bias. We do want to let me just bring this up just a little bit. Okay, so what we do want to see is a continuation to the upside, but we need to cross the 14-day. Okay, so the 14-day being above us is a little bearish. Okay, so we can use that as a form of resistance, which is also in confluence with the shallow area of the bull weakness percentile. Okay, so please remember when I talk about the bull weakness percentiles, particularly to this zone here, and that is located right over here. Okay, so we can find that resistance there, then we can come back down here and potentially start that whole sideways trading that looks like it's already been happening for the last 4, 8. We have literally all these iterations of 4-hour candles literally making that sideways continuation. Okay, so let's look at another time frame. Let's go to the hourly chart and see what we have. Okay, damn, you didn't know you can change to 1080p. You were just at 144 this whole time thinking this guy Arca doesn't know how to talk or stream nothing. He's over here just talking to us in pixels. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Man, I'm so happy that you did select that 1080p, man. Okay, so the hourly time frame is now making a little bit of a bullish cross, but again, as long as we do remain within these zones here, this is particular to the bear weakness percentile, and we're in the deep areas of it. Okay, we are at risk here of actually facing a capitulatory event to the downside, but it will actually just per se bounce. Okay, so it'll go down to the downside here, limited downside, potentially find some support from the shallow areas of the bear strength percentile and bounce right back up, which is also in accordance to what I'm talking about here. Potential drop to within this range here. We don't have to cover it all the way, but sometimes sentiment wants to take it right down there. Okay, so we do have to be careful with those types of things. Guys, if you're new to the video, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and we will be cool. Okay, so now let's look at the daily RSI. Daily RSI is suggesting a continuation to the downside. Okay, and now it has approached the very, very shallow areas of the bull weakness percentile. Okay, so this is likely to continue downside and find support from the 14-day moving average. So the thing is that the 14-day moving average is a little bit of a ways away. Okay, which now makes me, really think about actually covering the whole gap or the majority of it before a bounce to the upside. Okay, so that is also in the playbook. Look at the buy daily suggesting an aggressive downside. The buy daily is suggesting a full cover of the gap itself. Okay, so there could be a bounce from here, but we will face some resistance on the way back, particularly from the resistance zone of the gap itself, and also the SMA 10 is landing right there on the 2-day, so it's likely to stay here for some time. Okay, so I do see some downside coming for ICCM in the immediate short term to possibly 2 days. Bounce at the very lowest area would be the 90-cent zone, but we can actually find a bounce from 109 as well at best case scenario. The range for that the range from the 109 zone is 103 to 109. Okay, so we can actually see a potential bounce from that area into reclaiming the outside of that gap. Okay, I hope that this was answered correctly, but it is a little dangerous. Please watch out with what could happen with this trade. Okay, you guys. So Kevin, you're at 720. Man, you can actually select that 1080, my bro. apparently I do have a little bit of a higher quality. You could, and you know, is when you choose that 1080p, you can actually hear my voice a little more rich as well. Oh man, you definitely want to hear me in HD so we can make sure not to lose money. Done. All right, good. All right, so yes, let's go ahead and pull up TRKA, as I know a lot of people were talking about that. So guys, talk to me about TRKA. Who is talking about TRKA? Who lost money in that? Who lost money? Sing it, Kevin. Oh man, I know you are, Mark. Thank you so much, my bro. I hope, man. I know that I came on a little bit late. Man, I hear that. I hear that, Kevin. You're talking about TRKA. You made 44%, Josh. Wow. Damn. You made some money on that TRKA. We're gonna have to load it now and see if Arca has an opportunity to do something. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm really enjoying this live chat with you. All of you are so awesome. Kyle, we'll try to look at that ATNF too. I know that there's a lot of people requesting and stuff. So if I did forget, please make sure to remind me at the bottom and we'll go ahead and look at those things as well. Okay, you guys, I do apologize. Sometimes it does take me a little bit to to reach out. Okay. You made $20. Those are $20 you didn't have before, my bro. Oh my goodness. All right. So, Mark, I haven't looked at SMMT. I do remember you asking me for that. Sorry, guys. So after TRKA, I definitely have to look at Mark's request. He definitely asked me to look at. I still have to actually look at Tesla as well for Eric. We are definitely going to be looking at that as well. So Eric, I did see that SMMT come right before you, my bro. So I will look at that SMMT, and then we will look at Tesla. Yeah, we'll definitely look at it, Mark. No problem. So just please continue reminding me, you guys. Yeah, Fern, I'll make sure to look at that Tesla as well. Okay. I'm getting a few people here. Okay, you guys. Sorry if I'm actually missing it. It's just a bunch of comments coming in. My apologies. So let's go ahead and move on with TRKA. As I do remember looking at this a few times. Actually, let me see if I actually have a save on TRKA, because yeah, I do. I remember looking at it as a pretty bullish thing. Okay, so first of all, yeah, let's go ahead and load up the Cripstex indicators. So if you're not familiar with the ARC series Cripstex indicators, these indicators are actually used for day trade style momentum type trades. Okay, so the reason why I use them is because they have Cripstex Trading has since endorsed me. They have partnered with me now for it's been a few months, and they have believed in my strategy, and they have given me access to their private list of some very intricate indicators, of which we can get some buy and sell signals and divergences and all kinds of things done for us automatically. For example, this is the ARC Enhanced MACD, of which has Bollinger Bands right below it. So you can actually see that we're below the mean, and we actually are signaling a bullish signal. Okay, so this bull signal is actually a buy signal. So it was flashed. Let's see, it was flashed at the close of this very bottom candle right down here at about 10 cents. So it has since moved up to the upside, and I did mention to you guys, now that I see this, I did mention to you guys we're likely to find resistance right at this range. Of course it happened. Okay, so we used the 1.618, slightly a little over it, just a little shy of the 2 fib, but we're well within that range that we spoke about the last time for TRKA. Okay, so now if we are going to be continuing to the upside, of which momentum is suggesting upside in two different aspects, okay, and you can actually see that the Bollinger Bands within the MACD, or the enhanced MACD, are now starting to expand. When you get this expansion of the Bollinger Bands, the continuation to the upside and or to the downside is great. Okay, so in particular here, in this area, sorry, we actually did get a bear signal, and you see that the Bollinger Band squeezed, and then they opened up really wide for that bear signal to fulfill. In this case, we have now made that bull signal, and we are starting to expand, of which we're likely to see a continuation onto the upside. So if you are interested in actually picking up these indicators, they are available to you, but please make sure to send me a DM, okay? Now, know that they're not the same as purchasing a subscription from TradingView, okay, you guys? So TradingView is its own separate thing. Now, Cryptex are authorized retailers within TradingView, okay? So when we speak of subscriptions for the indicators, they are particularly to the indicators and their private list, okay? So please send me a DM if you are interested in that, okay, you guys? So yes, I am seeing some more upside here based on momentum, and also let's go ahead and load up a few other ARC indicators that can give us another bias. Okay, so as you can see, a very aggressive buy signal from the DBSI, and it's actually using this little blue circle as a buy signal, okay? The sell signal, as you can see here, is a red one. It was fired off here, and it went all the way to the downside. So now we did print this blue signal here, and we have gone to the upside. So yes, definitely still favoring the bulls, as well as you can see right over here that the bulls are leading the way, 77% versus bears at 23%. The way that this percentage value is figured is actually simply by the statistical value that the indicator takes, okay? So it actually takes a score based on every single candle that's printed in the asset's particular time frame, okay? So in this case, it's taking a measurement of every candle printed throughout the entire trading history in the daily chart in specific, okay? So that is able to give us this cumulative score displayed to us as a percentage, you know, right up here, conveniently located at the top right of your screen, and that's how we get that bias, okay? So the daily time frame is suggesting an upside continuation by every mean. So let's now look at Arc Armor. So Arc Armor, let's see if it's giving us a bull signal as well. Okay, so Arc Armor could be the most conservative of all of the indicators, and it has fired off the signal right down here. So it has fired off a good buy signal, and it's still continuing. As you can see, it also gives us a sell signal here. It goes down, a little long signal here, it goes up. And what Arc Armor actually is comprised of several exponential moving averages placed very close in proximity to each other, and that gives us a wave of motion, or directional waves, if you will. Okay, so with those directional waves, we're able to get an understanding or a feel for the direction of the asset. So you get that long signal based on the waves, okay? And then you get that short signal based on that as well. Good stuff here. We're still looking at upside for TRKA, and let's go ahead and close out these indicators now, and now take a look at a shorter time frame, as there is more upside to be looked at. Let's see the 4 hour. Okay, so immediate short term is now, look at this, the 10-day simple moving average is making a very bullish cross above the 50-day moving average, suggesting a continuation to the upside. Okay, now the 50 is actually starting the curve. It's starting to make its ascent. So this is still looking very good. And in the 4-hour chart, you can actually see that we're trading well within the range that we spoke about the last time we looked at TRKA. So this is very good. This is very good. Okay, so now let's see what momentum has to say in the 4-hour chart. Momentum is still suggesting an upside with the ARC Enhanced MACD. We are in the ARC RSI, which is also available to you. It'll come with the subscription package of these indicators. So you can actually see that we're right at the deep areas of the bull weakness percentile. Bull weakness percentile located right over here. Okay, so we're in that in the very deep areas. Usually when we catch those deep areas, a gravitational pull right into the prior zone or following zone is likely. Okay, so to think of it kind of like a magnetic field here. Okay, so as if we do stay within like a neutral bias for direction, like not up or down, and we're well within this area, sideways trading could be initiated, like it's already starting to happen here in the 4-hour chart. Okay, you guys, let's look at the hourly and just see real quick before we continue. Hourly does show that there could be an immediate short-term pullback based on the enhanced MACD. Where can it pull back to? Well, that's very simple. At the very bottom of this range, at about 1364. Why? Because this is literally where we've been trading sideways. Okay, so and also because the one spot 272 and the one spot 618 is a very desired area for the trade. Okay, the Fibonacci levels, particularly to the 618, is actually a very important mean. It's called the golden mean. It's called the golden ratio. Lots of sentiment around this trade here with the 618. Okay, it's actually used in natural sciences. It's used in art forms. It's used obviously in the trade here. So it's the mean, okay? It's the God number, okay? Or how they call it from above. Do you remember what Cal calls it in the Discord community? If those of you who know already, please type it below. What does the 618 mean to Cal? Do you remember what he calls it? Oh my goodness. Oh God. If any of you are from the Discord, please state what Cal calls the 618 mean. What zone is that? Oh man, so just real quick, if we are looking at some resistance, we can find resistance right at the 618, of course, where the 200-day simple moving average is located, right at about 144, 145. Okay, so that's right, Zephram called it. It's called the Yoda zone, okay, because it's a godly number. It's the golden mean, the Yoda zone. So my goodness. All right, you guys. So the continuation to the upside upon breaking the resistance of the one spot 618 and the 200-day simple moving average, which could actually likely happen in the next day or so. We can actually see a top side of about the 2 spot 272 to the 2 spot 618, and that zone is located between 16 cents and about 17 cents. Okay, so this would be likely the next area for resistance. So things are looking good for TRKA. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like it. So let's whoever asked me for the TRKA, I hope that I have answered your questions correctly. I am still looking at upside. I'm pretty sure you're happy with that answer. So my goodness. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to, I think it was Mark. He did mention to me right before Tesla was asked for, right? So Mark, we're gonna pull up SMMT. So talk to me, you guys. Chat, talk to me. Who's an SMMT? Is anyone bag holding? Lone Wolf, I got you, my bro. Who is? Are we gonna beat him up? Are we gonna go and find a CEO? What are we doing? All right, so let's actually open up this chart here. I'm gonna save the TRKA. All right, so let's see. Yeah, let's see what we have here for SMMT. All right, so wow. That's a very nice pump. Who is in this? Man, this is very cool. Somebody made some money. Oh goodness. Okay, so I do 322. Man, not bad. Okay, so I'm definitely going to suggest a couple things here, you guys. This is looking very dangerous. I'm not going to lie. So we're looking at it in the buy daily. So I'm actually going to load it into the daily and see if there's something else. Let me look at the 3-day. Okay, so I'm getting bearish signals literally everywhere I look, okay? So let's talk about the buy daily, because this is the most significant signals of what I'm catching here. We're going to talk about some raw candle analysis first of all, okay? So let me block out the SMAs, and I need to zoom into this as there is some danger. Okay, so this is not particularly in the line that I would like it to be following, but this is a bearish formation. Okay, when we're looking at wicks up to the upside like this, particularly 3, that actually presents a formation called the 3 black crows candle formation. Okay, so if you haven't looked into that formation, definitely look into it, because it's actually sought after and it's looked at by short biased traders. Okay, so this is something that short traders look for, and some of the aggressive ones will actually open up at a nearest fib or an SMA or something. Okay, so in this case, let's just take a look at the prior 2-day iteration, because as I can see this, it could probably be a 3-spot 618. Okay, so let's look at this 2-day iteration and see what the fib has to recommend. And oh my goodness, I thought it was going to be right at that 3-spot 618, but it currently isn't. It actually got very close, which is usually what happens. Okay, you guys, 3-spot 272 actually served alongside of that resistance, but this is trading in a geometrical format. Okay, so this is definitely following the typical rules of the trade. Okay, so when we're looking at these 3 candles form like this, particularly shooting stars, okay, shooting stars at the top of a trend are never a good thing. Definitely practice some caution within this area. But as you can see, we did print an inverted hammer right down here, but that inverted hammer to some people may look at the top of a trend, but it's not. It's actually at the bottom of the trend. When we print this inverted hammer, a continuation to the upside is likely. Okay, so now when we print shooting stars at the top of a trend, which could look like inverted hammers, but because they're at the top of the trend, they're called shooting stars. Okay, so these shooting star dojis, particularly to the 2-day time frame, should be taken with utter seriousness. Okay, you guys, because the 2-day time frame is a larger time frame and things can actually capitulate from here. So I am not done with SMMT. Let's just look at some targets. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. All right. So yeah, so SMMT is going to, let's see, if we're looking at some downside, let's first of all look at momentum. Okay, so the bi-daily RSI is still suggesting a slight upside. Okay, so if we do face that slight upside on the bi-daily, we can actually see resistance right away at the 1 spot 272 at $3.98. Okay, so the 398, but it usually gets paired with the 1 spot 618. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a resistance range here, as I definitely believe that this is something that can happen and is very likely to find that resistance. Okay, so the clock is going to restart, or I'm sorry, the clock is going to continue when the session begins again at market open. Okay, so this is likely going to continue on this candle. So we're gonna find some resistance likely between the 1 spot 272 or the 1 spot 618, and then continue on to the downside. Okay, so let's look at some shorter time frames. Let's go to the daily and just see what it has. Okay, so the daily is already making a bearish cross. Okay, and now we are landing right in the very deep, it's actually getting close to the shallow areas of the bull strength percentile. Okay, so we are landing right about over here in bull strength. So as soon as we reach this what I call that magnetic zone or the gravitational zone, we can actually start seeing a continuation to the downside. And then not only that, but there is a sense, this doesn't always work, okay, you guys, but there is a sense of linear regression happening here as well. So this can be, this can also likely work as a form of resistance alongside the 14-day moving average. Okay, so I'm just going to put this up just a little bit so that everyone can see. And yeah, so that, yeah, we're looking at a potential linear regression or trend line regression rejection type of situation happening here. Okay, you guys definitely be careful. The cross happened just about 2 days ago, so that could have been a very important area for people to know or to be signaled that the downside is imminent. Okay, so let's go to a shorter time frame yet again. We're going to look at the 8-hour. So the 8-hour has now crossed into the bull weakness percentile, and you can actually see that there is a sense of that linear regression rejection or trend line regression rejection here. So the moving average is serving as that type of regression. Okay, so we're looking at resistance touches, and you can see the formation in which it can continue, which is very likely. Okay, so another thing is that when we're laying in the deep areas of the bullish the weakness percentile of the bullishness, the bull weakness percentile. Can I talk to English today, you guys? What's going on? Okay, so usually when we're landing in this junction, we can actually see a pull right back into the opposing zone or the prior zone, and then we can face that rejection once again. So the pattern is actually suggesting a continuation, okay? Look at this. So the 4-hour is also doing that regression rejection type of thing as well. So this 4-hour now is attempting to actually reach the shallow areas of the bull weakness percentile right down here, okay? So as soon as we reach that gravitational zone, we will likely find that pull right into the next one, similar to a small, tiny piece of fragment into a huge black hole. Okay, so it'll be gravitationally pulled right into there. So now let's go ahead and pull up the hourly and see what we have. Okay, so the hourly is suggesting also some downside. Now, the only good thing about this is the fact that we do have the 14-day simple moving average located right below us. Okay, so we can actually use this. We're being gravitationally pulled. Okay, so that gravity is actually happening to us. The mass is going to come down, and then it's going to face a type of bounce right here, similar to what can be called in physics as the Brownian motion. Okay, so in this area, we're going to find that bounce just like a particle, and it's going to come right back up and reject again. This is suggesting sideways trading, which is something that has been happening. Okay, so you can actually see the action happening just like this. If we do face a little bit of a bounce here, we can actually see a touch of where we were talking about. We can actually jump right into the higher time frame and look at that once again. We can actually see that touch of the resistance zone at about $3.98 before a continuation onto the downside. Please notice the curvature too, okay? So it's looking like it's already breaking market structure. So the next candle is likely to break that market structure. Okay, so the lower zones you're gonna find like this zigzag on the way down, okay? But I honestly can see the lowest level that probably 2 days can present is 278, and 1 day can present a lower level of about, I'd say about between the 0.382 and the 0.236 ratios. So that would be $3.28 to about $3.37. Please don't take this as like your final advice. Okay, if you do have some conviction in the play, if there's something in line that you know is going to happen, then please make sure. Yes, absolutely, Eric. It is quantum mechanics and physics and stuff. So know that there could be a take profit zone now. Okay, so I need you to make sure to be very careful with what's happening here, because this is almost spelt out for short sellers. Okay, so this is kind of an easy play. We're looking at massive resistance here and a resistance that just cannot be broken, okay? So this is likely to find the top once again at about 398 and then followed by a continuation onto the downside. Whoever asked me to talk about SMMT, I hope that I did answer the questions correctly, okay? So now I definitely need us to take a look at Tesla. Okay, you're very welcome, Mark. Not a problem. Super happy to help. Okay, you guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you all so much. Now, Samantha, you said, wait, is that when the particle disappears and reappears in another place? No. This is particular to the Brownian motion. Actually talks about, I'm going to make a little diagram here for you. So first of all, I'm going to make a couple little actually, I don't think I can display it like that. Let's say, okay. So let's just say, for example, these circles were the molecules of air molecules, right? So you can actually see price action or a dust particle being influenced by where those particles are located. So this is actually a format used for trading as well. So when you're looking at price action and it following a sense of direction, these are air molecules, remember. So we can't see them because they're too small for the naked eye. So now the implied path I'm going to draw right now is actually a dust particle. Okay, so dust will actually come right up and it'll find the resistance from that air molecule, thus bounce, and it'll find the resistance from the next air molecule, and then it'll bounce and it'll find either a type of pattern, or it just depends on what's disrupting it or what's happening, likely to catalysts or you can combine it with volatility. When something actually reaches a certain level of critical, that'll likely face a downside. So in this case, our downside is measured by my goodness, Fibonacci is measured by Fibonacci in a geometrical way. So that's the concept of the Brownian motion in physics. So very, very cool stuff. I definitely encourage everybody to look into those things, as those are some of the practices that I study so that I can gain a deeper edge for our trade sessions, right? So yeah, Brian, the Tesla is literally on that downside because the markets are also suggesting it. So actually, let's go ahead and load up Tesla right now. Samantha, I hope I did answer that correctly for you. If you I actually would like it to be a moving display. That would be really cool, but I hope you did get the right idea from it. I know there's a couple physicists in here, and a lot of you may actually already know what I'm talking about, and it's very basic, but we do our best. So yeah, let's go ahead and open up Tesla, and I do have some saves for Tesla, which is very good. So let's go ahead and load that now. Okay, you're very welcome, Samantha. I'm happy to help. Very happy to help. And yes, Eric, it is waves and forces. Absolutely. Mass. We're talking about all kinds of pressures in the literally in our existence, in our spectrum. So now let's pull up that Tesla, because I think I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so let me pull up the edit one and see what that looks like. Thank you, Mark. No, my bro, you rock, you rock. Thank you so much, all of you, for your support. Okay, so wow. Okay, so now, first of all, I'm not going to look at this in the 30-minute. Let me load a little bit of a larger time frame here and see what's really happening. Wow, we are failing this descending channel, but not quite yet, and I can tell you why not quite yet. Okay, so let me first of all make sure that we were in the daily chart first of all. Okay, I've been tracking Tesla for quite some time now, so that's why I have drawings everywhere. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this too, as we don't need them. They're not relevant. Okay, so this is not a failed channel just yet on the daily perspective. Okay, you guys, if we're looking at the daily perspective here, what we want to see is actually a daily closure candle below the support. Okay, so if you're thinking that it has failed the channel, it hasn't just yet. Okay, we actually would need to see this in order for us to validate that actual bearish thing. So it would be a candle printed just like you're getting the idea. I know you are. It's just I get a little flustered when I can't have things exactly the way I want them, right? So particularly in the trade. So yeah, we're looking at a potential candle that can close below the resistance line now. Okay, so this is now a newly converted support into resistance. So as soon as we do have a daily candle closure below this, then yes, we have failed the channel, and then we can see historically, to see if we have any further supports. Okay, so in this case, let's see where we're landing. So the 125.35 is actually right at this support down here that we've actually been looking at since, let's see, yeah, you can actually see that it closed right at that candle. You make sure to when in doubt, zoom out. Do that thing always. Okay, you guys. So look at this candle touching right at that price action. We're literally closed right there. Okay, so you can actually see that this candle actually closed right at that area too. There's several forms of support here, lots of resistance, support right here. Okay, so yeah, this is an important zone. But if we do fail, if we do continue on to the downside, there is another form of support that we can look at. Okay, so I'm gonna have to adjust the way the color of the box is right now, but the support range can actually be found from about 121.35. Oh my goodness, you guys, I know, don't panic too much. Okay, let me adjust this the color first. Okay, so yeah, we can look at a support range that can likely be between 116.84 and about 121.35. So the price action is at 125.35 right now. Did it have more aftermarket trading? Let's see. Actually landed in the man, what's happening to the 12-hour chart? Okay, here we go. So 128. Okay, so 128 is actually finding resistance here. I'm going to show you just a sec. Let me zoom in. Right here. Yeah, so we're finding some resistance. I'm sorry, right over here. Okay, so this was a prior area of support. Definitely support with this candle right there. All these nuances, okay, you guys, you have to look at them. Okay, this is resistance right over here. These are very important targets, and we are currently there in the aftermarket hours trading. Okay, so there is, as you can see, there's a massive amount of resistance. Okay, so if we do face a downside, which we can actually validate with some with momentum. Actually, let me go ahead and load one and see what we have. We're going to go ahead and just scooch on out of here, and remember that our support is somewhere between 117 and about 121. Okay, so this is a little dangerous. Okay, so wow. Okay, so we are actually suggesting a bounce here. Okay, and we are, but also very similar to the SMMT asset. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the RSI up just a little bit, and you can see that regression, trendline rejection type of thing happening once again. So we have a lot of resistance being followed within this 14-day moving average, and if we do face an upside, it could be temporary, which is very much in accordance to what we were talking about historically with all that resistance on top. Okay, so we can actually face that slight upside before continuing on to the downside. Now, another important aspect to look at actually is in comparison with the SPY. So let's look at the broader markets alongside the Tesla asset. Okay, so we can do that in TradingView by clicking this plus sign here, and we can go. I have already searched the SPY before, but you can search it here, and this can be the area to where we can click it, and it'll tell you how you want to see it. In this case, we're going to see it in a new price scale. So the price scale appears here on the left, and the SPY appears right down here. Okay, so I think if I click this, everything goes away. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and load up the line chart for Tesla, and then you can see exactly how the markets have been moving in conjunction with each other. Okay, so you can see that Tesla is clearly running in sympathy to the SPY. Of course, it did have an inverse correlation here, but that's because it is following its own descending broadening wedge. Okay, so if we are looking at a continuation to the downside, in fact, this is not done. So, and the reason why I can say that, okay, so the SPY, I'm talking about the SPY in particular, the SPY will capitulate, and it will continue on to the downside over the next weeks and weeks, potentially to about 300 and about $50 or something. Wow. Okay, so that's going to be a gnarly entry right down here, you guys. So now this downside from the SPY actually did influence the Tesla asset very much so. Okay, you guys. So I don't know if there was also some crazy news about Tesla, but this is actually, you know what? I know that I still have to look at PRTY. I'll definitely will, the real A swang. All right, so yeah, judging its sympathy run to the broader markets, yes, there is a huge possibility of continuing on to the downside. And this now let me get rid of the SPY now and take a look at Tesla alone, particularly in the candle chart. So yikes, you guys, this is tough. This is so crappy. I feel for you if you are holding Tesla long term. Okay, so I'm definitely looking at this like, holy crap. All right, so let's make a trend line here because I can see immediately that there is a formation in place, similar to the SPY, of course. So we do have, of course, that the one major test, two major test, and the third major test followed by that capitulation event, like we always talk about. This is that same play. Okay, so man, actually. Okay, so I gotta show you a little tactic here. Okay, so there are two potentials here because we are at the bottom right now of this formation. Okay, so that can also signal that the SPY may find a bit like a type of Christmas rally. So this could be an indication of a rally coming into the broader market space. Okay, and why can I say that is because first of all, we do have the linear regression here happening. Okay, we are finding support from it. Where we're going to be trading in non-linear, it's actually going to be within the shorter time frames. Okay, so usually the linear regression model is actually a dated model, and that's actually something that stopped being traded like that, I think, around the 90s. So the trends have actually been following a non-linear regression, but in this case, since we are, I mean, this can be a lot clearer if we look at it on buy daily, right? So the buy daily is right, finding that support right at the bottom of our implied target here, right? So it did bounce. So there could be a type of rally loading up to the upside, but how can we validate that? Well, let's just maybe load up some of that momentum and see if there's anything in play. So the buy daily is still suggesting a downside. Now let's go ahead and lift this trend line to see historically where we're sitting. Okay, so let's zoom out on the buy daily and see how many iterations we've reversed from. So you can actually see that we still have a little more downside to go based on this iteration in 2019 May. And this iteration had a little slight pivot to the downside, and this iteration's from 2016 February. Okay, so there is a high likelihood that we can find a bounce soon. Okay, so if it's not already in play, then we can actually continue on to the upside from here. So I know that the opinions change, but I am talking to you based on how I see it first, and then how the technicals, or how the physics are playing out within this. Okay, so we are seeing a type of formation here forming. Okay, so I definitely see this reversing pretty soon, and if we do see a downside continuation like the buy daily is suggesting, we are likely to see that bottom once again. We're going to test the current lows at about 116.80, or I'm sorry, let me get this candle out of the way. It's highly distracting. Okay. Yeah, we can test the current lows one more time at about 122.18. So in the worst case scenario is that it does go to that 117, 118 level before a massive bounce. Okay, you guys. So this is actually making me curious as to what volatility is looking like. So volatility's got to be at maxed extreme right now or something. Yeah, look at this. So volatility is already approaching it's within the 90 percentile already. Wow. Very interesting. This is actually making me want to back test volatility versus momentum. Okay, let me load up momentum now and see what could be happening. I'm not going to actually, the back test takes a lot of time, guys. I can't actually do that right now. Oh, you guys, something is brewing with Tesla. Something's about to pop off. Does anyone know if there's some type of catalyst or news coming out? Because this is preparing a huge move. On the buy daily particularly. Holy crap. Okay, first of all, let's look at this. This is guys, I'm probably going to make a play in the Discord about this. This is going to be a momentous play. And why am I saying this? Because we are now at stochastic historical lows. I have not seen this. Okay, so I'm talking about since 2010. This momentum oscillator has never reached this low. Okay, so we are currently within the 2 percentile, and this is a historical bottom for Tesla. Okay, so there could be something loading up massive here. Okay, so wow. All right, so a back test is absolutely in play right now. So I'm gonna actually have to rename this as to TSLA. We're gonna name this buy daily. BBWP expand. So guys, whoever asked me for this, thank you so much. This is definitely an opportunity for a lot of people. I will run the back test tonight, particular to the buy daily, and we're going to get our statistical targets. So we're actually going to do statistical physics. Okay, so yeah, definitely watch out for the Tesla play in the Discord. Please make sure to subscribe if you don't know how. The description below has the link to the Discord. Okay, you guys. So yes, Tesla is loading up a huge play right here, you guys. So what we want to see is real fast. Okay, you guys, because it's by condition. It's not going to happen right away. This is going to take some weeks. But some weeks of them, I'm talking about a huge move. Like it could potentially go all the way to $239. Who knows? Okay, so we're gonna find those details out. But the conditions to this, okay, what we need, what we absolutely need, and it looks like it's already starting to happen, which is very cool. Okay, we need both of the K and D averages from the momentum oscillator, both pitched to the upside, okay? I have backtested momentum by itself in several tickers, and I'm actually getting a read of about 75 to 91% in accuracy of guessing the asset's direction, okay? So now the next condition, okay, first of all, remember, we do need this in a contraction, an expansion phase. This needs to expand, okay, to the upside. And volatility, this particular thing here, okay, for the new viewers, this is volatility you're looking at, represented by BBWP, okay? So volatility is usually always, it's always direction neutral, because volatility, you know, it can be volume to the downside or the upside, right? And I know some people may not see that as so duh, but I apologize. So now you know, okay? So yeah, we need the volatility component, which is this spectrum line within, it's already within it, okay? We need it within the critical volatility zone, which is anything above the 90% trend line here that my cursor is over, this yellow trend line, okay? We also need the moving average into that critical volatility as well, which is why I'm telling you that on the bi-daily chart, this is actually going to take, you know, a week or two to get into this level. So we're going to likely be bouncing between this 118 and 127 for a few days maybe, and then we can actually see a huge move to the upside based on a statistical volatility test, and it's going to be including a statistical volatility versus momentum profile. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to run that test. We're going to see what's up in the play, and I'm going to load it because this is definitely the plays that we could see some nice gains. Okay, you guys, so Tesla will be one that we should be playing. Okay, not financial advice, okay? This is just entertainment. It's for you to laugh at, not to make money on. All right, so guys, my voice is going away. I need some water. Hold on. Oh man, Samantha, it's already running. It's already doing that little nice run. But yeah, I definitely expect that $18 if the stats play out the way we're talking about. Eric, thanks so much for going over this, dude. Of course, my bro, not a problem. I'm very happy to. In fact, I thank you for bringing this opportunity to the community. We can actually all see some nice entertainment from it. All right, so I do have room for maybe 2 more tickers. Okay, so I definitely have gotten tops requested a few times. Okay, I really appreciate that, you guys, and I do remember another ticker. Moderator, do you remember another ticker that somebody else mentioned? I'm not quite remembering it just yet. I know Tops was actually asked for a few times, and I remember it was CORZ. I think it was CORZ, right? Somebody, a few people actually did okay. So, damn it, man. All right, you guys, let's try this. Let's try it, okay? Let's try it. So let me save this. I got to load up PRTY because that was definitely the one before all that. Thank you for reminding me. But course is in, okay? So we're going to look at course after PRTY. Hold on just a sec. So is this a save right here? Yes, it is a save. So let's go ahead and come back into, yeah, this is the one. Okay, so we're going to go into PRTY, Party City, right? You want to see what the short volume is? Oh my goodness. Oh, did I click on even the right one? Was it Capital Com? Was it Cap? Let's look at this one. Perfect. Okay. Party City. We're gonna have to beat somebody up. I see you guys. I see you guys already telling me, who are we gonna beat up? Arca, help me beat them up. All right, so, oh my goodness, that's terrible. On that note, I do hear the voice. Why? Do you hear it, man? It's actually going away. Time for the last snack. My bro, have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by, Eric. I really appreciate you. Kevin, what you saying over there, man? If you have time at the end, can you take a look at Reed and see if it's worth buying into? Oh, okay, so it's a huge dip on Reed. Okay. All right, let's get through party. Let's get through party and see what we have, okay? So guys, right away I can actually see the daily time frame suggesting a continuation to the downside, okay? This is looking very ugly. You guys know that I like to start on the daily time frame. Please know that I do have this little type of psychological component that can be applied to the trade later when it does decide to potentially reverse. Remember guys, nothing goes down forever unless you're like in crypto or something. But just kidding. I have crypto too, you guys. I definitely know how to trade crypto assets as well. So yeah, we are looking at a continuation to the downside. I do see a potential formation, but I don't want to call that formation because it's not meeting the criteria quite yet. And it could have been, I mean, I can just show you real quick, but I don't see it as likely. Okay, so I got to get rid of these like FOMO candles here of people thinking that they're going to miss out the bottom, but screw it, let's just use it. So you can actually see falling wedge here. So the problem with this falling wedge is that I'm not sure if it's too steep. Sometimes we don't want to force that trade, right? We don't want to force the formation. So if the falling wedge does realize to the upside, it would likely be tomorrow. But but seeing that the momentum is suggesting a continuation onto the downside, that could likely present a continuation to the downside. Party City is looking highly bearish at this point. If we do break out, which is usually within the 70% of the apex. Okay, so that's usually when these triangles break out. We can see a potential upside, but I don't see that upside just yet as relevant, but we can speculate. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply a trend line from the top of the triangle to the very lowest point of the triangle, and we apply it to where a breakout could happen, right? So in this case, a breakout in 2 days from now, I'm not saying that it is, I'm just saying that it could. We can see a top side of about 75 cents. Okay, so in any retracement that you get like this, I would highly recommend you pull out, because this is also in very much sympathy to the broader market spectrum. There's going to be a lot of blood on the streets because of the markets are showing some weakness. Okay, you guys, the recessionary period could be among us. I mean, not that it hasn't already, right? We all lost $1 million here and there, so not good. All right, you guys, so in this case, momentum is suggesting a continuation onto the downside in the daily. 8 hours also, 8 hours actually suggesting that reversal. Check it out. So if it does realize, we can see a potential resistance touch here, since the daily is still, let's look at the 12-hour. 12-hour downside, daily downside, bi-daily downside. Okay, so this is a bull trap. All right, guys, so the bull trap is actually going to happen like this. Let me just verify that for you, and I'll give it to you real quick. 4 out, yeah, it's literally spelling out bull trap. All right, so definitely don't get trapped in this, because this is a signal for the short sellers. Okay, you guys, here you go. So we're going to see, let me take a Fibonacci retracement. We'll load some SMAs, and I'll give you the particulars to that. Now, know that bull traps are usually best called out not in a short-term time frame. Bull traps happen in 8 hour and above. Okay, so if you see somebody mentioning bull traps in a 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, that's not a bull trap. Okay, you guys, that's likely an area of resistance or catalyst or something like that. Okay, so in this case, we can actually see some targets via the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so if we were to continue on to the upside, you can actually see clear as day where my trend line is landing, right? Look to the right. 1.618. Okay, so that's my call out for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna see some retracements happening from the golden mean, from the Yoda zone itself. Okay, so we can actually see and draw from the 1.272. Okay, let's see. Hold on. And the 1.618 located at about the top side of 35.61. Okay, so that's going to be our bull trap. So we're going to look at a potential touch of this top side here, potential little wick on the outside, followed by a reclaiming of the formation itself and breaking down to the downside. And I'm saying this because literally momentum is suggesting it. Momentum is suggesting upside starting from the 8 hour and below. Okay, so look at this 8 hour upside. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the 8 hour RSI signal upside, right? We have the 6 hour it's actually, nah, look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hours upside, bi-hourly upside, you have an hourly upside, and we can actually see the 30-minute as an upside as well. So all of these are suggesting a continuation onto the upside, which only lead me to end at bull trap. Okay, so this is likely a liquidity trap, and it's gonna take a lot of people down with it. Okay, so please don't take it as the answer from God itself. Okay, I'm not sure that it's actually gonna do what I'm saying. I'm just being very discretionary with this. So usually my practices require mathematics behind them. Okay, so in this case, I'm practicing geometric formats. I'm practicing raw price action, candle analysis, and very basic things like this. Okay, formation analysis. So psychology within this a little bit. Okay, but psychology not as a metric, psychology as a discretionary. So make sure to take whatever I do say as just a little, on the light side of things, okay? But I do see that happening. I do see us actually finding a liquidity trap here and then facing some downside. So if you are in a loss, this could potentially be an area to remove risk. Okay, you guys, I hope that I did answer that correctly. And actually, just one more thing. Let me make sure that, yeah, look at this, you guys. So we do have the SMA 10 right in conjunction to where we are. So this is likely to come down right down to here, the green line. The SMA 10 will literally be in confluence tomorrow with the 1.618 at 35.61. That's our zone of resistance. Now by formation with the resistance line, resistance with Fibonacci, with geometry, right? And now we have it with technicals. So when you have a lot of those things lining up into the same target, the downside is pretty likely. Joe H, what's up, man? Good to see you, my bro. Did you miss anything? No, yes, actually, Tesla. Man, we are looking at Tesla for a very good play. Okay, my brother? It is looking very good for us. Guys, if you're in the chat now, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get this out to as many people as we can, right? So yeah, you guys, I hope I answered party clean enough for you. So yeah, sorry. And then I forgot again. I definitely forgot again. Okay, so I know that I mentioned that we were going to do something before PRTY. I know there's like a million tickers over here, you guys. Okay, I'm not going to be able to go through all of them as it is getting a little late now, and I definitely have to, you guys all know, I have to get to my toddler, my little guy. Okay, so I know, okay, somebody actually did ask me for tops. I remember tops was being mentioned, and I do want to see AMC, okay, you guys? So let's go ahead and look at tops and AMC. Hold on just a sec. I know actually I did get a request for read as well, so hold on just a moment. Let's go ahead and load up tops, see what we have right there. Who's in tops? Who is winning in tops? Who is losing in tops? Are we going to beat up somebody? Hold on just a sec, you guys. Let me open up the window. It's super hot in here. Just a sec, guys. Let me actually take a drink of water, too. I'm a little parched over here, guys. Just a moment. All right. I am back. Okay, so let's take a look at tops and see what it really has to offer. It's looking a little dangerous here, guys. Guys, these plays, okay? This is very, very, very choppy action. I can't express to you how much we should look at safer plays, okay? Like I mentioned earlier, we were looking at the potential of trading Tesla, okay? So like those plays, okay? They actually follow the rule books. We can measure the indices, the broader market spectrum, and then we can get a good something. You know what I mean? If you guys are still in here, I forgot who actually sent me some of those donations, but you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for sending those. Know that you don't have to do that. You guys are very, very awesome, but I am here for you. I do want to make sure that we do present type of education or something for people not to get trapped in these plays, okay? But let's go ahead and take a look at tops. Like always, let's start on the daily chart, right? Oh, actually, did I save this? Let me see if I have a load for tops. Yeah, I do. My goodness. And I think I remember this was supposed to be very important. I have to make a note of this, okay, you guys? Oh, man. Ooh, this is looking good. This is looking so good. But, I mean, obviously it's at a huge loss right now. And it's at a, let's see, is it at that 52-week low, 113? Yeah, so it's at a 52-week low right over here. That's how TradingView allows us to see technicals and financials and stuff. So a neutral bias from the analysts, and the technicals built in the algorithm to TradingView is actually suggesting a sell. Interesting. Okay, let me look at momentum. Momentum is actually, this is the buy daily as well. So, oh my God, K and D percentages are literally in sync. It's gonna be May, right? Okay, so there could be a potential slight bearishness to this. Moving forward, that is, but please remember that it's relevant to the buy daily chart. So slight on a buy daily could actually be a pretty substantial move in the shorter term time frames. Okay, so Samantha, don't laugh at me. I'm just kidding, you guys. So okay, so volatility is at extreme critical, and it's literally been there for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 days critical. And another thing is that it's the second set of iterations. When we have back-to-back iterations like this of critical volatility and momentum being so oversold, the upside is probably massive. Okay, so let's count the iterations that we have in our formation first of all. So this was one large first test, I remember. This was this was a smaller second test. Failed test, didn't touch. 3. Okay, yeah, so the third test actually came right back down. The shorts covered right down here, creating a bull trap. It trapped the longs. It actually made a huge gap in the process of doing so. So guys, no, please remember, if you're new to this, I talk about this all the time, okay, you guys? So usually the third test of the broadening descending wedge or a descending channel usually signals the biggest loss, okay? That usually signals short sellers, short bias sellers, okay? So they're going to go all the way down here, you guys, and that it looks like they may be covering soon-ish. Okay, so now please know that there is a psychological gap here to be considered into the probability. So we're looking at $2.51 to about $4.25, not even a gap at all. Wow, that is huge. Okay, you guys, you definitely have to be careful with this. Guys, if you are new to the stream, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Say hi. Say, I hate you, Arca. Say you don't know nothing. Okay, so yeah, let's continue on with this, guys. Now let's load up momentum in a shorter term, okay, you guys? So let's see what we have. Let me minimize these just a little bit, and so we can load up another form of momentum, which is the RSI, the Arca RSI. Okay, so Arca RSI is, let me put it at the top actually, so that everyone can see it. Here it is. Okay, there's a neutral direction, which is not a bad thing. It's just as long as we're not going down, right? So I'll remember that we're on the buy daily. Okay, I did title it buy daily. That's good. So the daily time frame, slight downside. The very bearish thing about this is the fact that we are sitting in the grips of the bear strength percentile. Okay, so the bear strength percentile being the lower half of the bottom half. Okay, so this half here is called the bearish control zone. Okay, and the upper half is the bullish control zone. So you can actually see that we're well within the strength percentile of the bears and suggesting a slight downside. Moving average giving us a little bit of a hint to the downside as well. Definitely be careful with this, guys. Okay, but this could be another play like Tesla, except a little more high risk because obviously it's in the dollar range. But this is usually what I like to trade. Usually this is around, if I'm not mistaken, let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap. It could be above 250 million. Let's see what they have. So market capitalization, wow, not even that. Are you kidding me? There's no way. How is it there? So this is overvalued, guys. Okay, this has become a higher risk play, but it's, I mean, the technicals are, I'm sorry, the statistics are the statistics. This is a little, oh, splits, right. Yeah, Kyle, I see. It's 10 reverse splits. Are you kidding? Yeah, there was one right here. Let me see. 1 to 20. Has it really faced that many? Here's another one. You're right. 1 to 20. 1 to 10. 1 to 2. What? They just started upping the game every single time. And at the very beginning, they had a 1 to 15 split. And right after it, 1 to 30. Holy goodness. Okay. This is a very high risk play, you guys. So I may not actually want the valuation of about $1.14 is typical to about a $700 million market cap, or a 500, lowest being 200 million. But wow, yeah, this is weird. They're literally struggling to survive the bear market. They're trying to keep compliance. Damn, 10 ships, huh, Kyle? Weird. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, so yeah, let's look at the momentum one more time and let's load up a shorter term time frame. 8 hours is saying bias of neutral. Okay, so 4 hour is giving us neutral as well. So, but in particular to the 4 hour, it is laying in the very deep areas of the bear strength percentile. Okay, so when we're in these deep areas, the likelihood of finding a gravitational pull into the oversold percentile is pretty likely. Okay, you guys. So this is where we are, right in here. So we have to watch out because we can be pulled right into that. But it's still neutral nonetheless. Now let's look at the hourly time frame and see what it is. In terms of fundamentals, it's a massive growth industry. Okay, are you the coming recession? Yeah. So that recessionary period, Kevin, is actually appearing. Actually, it's making it's ugly. It's literally showing its ugly face right now, and I can see it in these growths. I can definitely see it there. Man, this is actually a really risky time to be long term. I meant that 2 times, by the way. To be long term actually is a kind of a risk at these moments. I know that there's always a what if I miss the bottom type of thing. Yeah, literally, bro, money time. It literally is. So holding long term, I would suggest for you to maybe not just quite yet. I would suggest for you to maintain dry powder on the side. Make sure to stay cash for a lot of these capitulation events that we're looking at. Okay, we can find some great entries a little later. Okay, so like for example on the Tesla asset, if you're looking at that bottom that I'm currently looking at about 118, that could be a potential loading zone for long term, but know that there's still the potential to actually face a temporary rally to the upside. So if you are in profits for Tesla from the $118 level, I would highly recommend to take those profits, okay, as we are not near the bottom yet. That is my personal opinion. I am not a portfolio manager. I actually don't perform risk management either. Okay, you guys just know that I actually come from a perspective of a swing trader, not a long-term investor. Okay, very, very, very different. Yeah, Josh, we're looking at 10 reverse splits. No. We're not talking about long-term tops. We're talking about Tesla long-term. Yeah, definitely not tops. Definitely not tops. I was talking about the $118 entry for Tesla in particular. Okay, so we are looking at an upside continuation for the hourly time frame, but let's see the. Okay, so yeah, the hourly time frame and 30-minute time frame, yeah, bullish. Okay, so what that can tell me, let's load up the buy daily one more time. So if we're looking at an upside continuation for now, it can actually be to literally just reclaim our channel about to maybe around 129. That could be a best case scenario for the time being. Let's see what the SMAs are saying. Everything must be above us. After New Year's by Tesla, it could drop a lot January 1st. You never know how investors are going to set up that next year. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about, man. That I'm talking about potentially finding that bottom at 118, swing it, right? We can see that statistical play that I'm talking about, make that rise to the top on Tesla, to whatever that top may be, and then take profit, as I'm not seeing the bottom in just yet. The floor is not in, you guys, okay? So also for Bitcoin, for BTC, there could be a potential retest of our $15,600 low, followed by if we do fail that $15,500 low with a minimum daily candle below the support, we can see a drop to the deep 12,000s, maybe 13.5. Okay, so yeah, I can actually see this trying to reclaim the channel in the immediate short term. Okay, so the fib can actually tell us too, and the SMA 10 is a bit high. It's curious that the SMA 10 is actually right at the 4.618. Does anyone know if tops has been halted during trades? Has anyone experienced tops being halted? Chat, please let me know if that has happened in the interim, right? Or actually just in general. Has tops faced any type of halt? You know, like sometimes like GME would face those. Let's see, I think tops was halted the day it went up to $4. So there is some type of okay, so if we're looking at a statistical move, I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be based on the, remember I was saying based on volatility versus momentum. But since we're at a prime location, and let's see, the buy daily chart, let's see, I'm going to just take a quick little gander as to how many iterations we have, right? This is going to be a crazy guess. So let's see, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5, 6 iterations total. Okay, so 6 iterations total of critical expansion in volatility. So that it would have to be combined with momentum, but that can actually give us a hint as to how high we can go. And right now, our hint to that upside thrust could actually be the 10-day simple moving average. Okay, so this is very discretionary. Don't take this as the final advice right here, you guys. Don't do that, okay? Because sometimes what we like to do in the trade is like this. When we're all the way down here, we like to catch up to our moving average. Okay, so in this case, there is the potential to where we can actually see a catch up to the moving average potentially in a week or two or something. And that could actually take us right to that 4.618 and face a halt. Let's see, I day traded it that day. Oh, and so you did see that. Okay, yes, like 2 weeks ago. Market saying 2 weeks ago. And with a possible recession, Bitcoin may hit. Yeah. I'm seeing that, Tony. I'm definitely seeing that 15,000 touch one more time. If we do fail that, probably 13.5 to 12.7. Josh, tops went down like 50% one day. Don't trade these China stocks unless you have an amazing profit to risk ratio. Okay, so the risk to reward. So every trade has the potential to make money, but risk management is what actually makes you money. Josh, I'm going to make a little bit of an adjustment to that comment. Okay, there you're saying every trade has the potential to make money, but risk management is what actually makes you money is not always true. And the reason why I can say this is because edge is what makes you money. So I know plenty of traders who have very shitty risk management, but have a serious edge in their trade, in their strategy, in their math, right? So they don't know how to manage their risk all that well, but their edge is so strong that they still win. So if you have the backing to that, if you don't have the edge, you're right. Absolutely. Make sure that the risk management is in play no matter what, right? But if you're a trader who has massive edge and proves consistency day in and day out, your risk management can actually be questionable. And please, Josh, don't take that as any type of disrespect. I actually just come from a lot of traders, and we all talk. So yeah, the potential upside move that we can get percentage wise, and I'm talking about if we did a back test, right, a statistical back test, we can potentially see an upside move of about I'd say about 78%, 80%, but we would need to take a look at the statistics first in order for us to validate that type of move. So it's funny that it's landing at the 201, like almost dead on the spot. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see a halt happen at that $2.01 level if it is that it does reach it. But know that there is some very short upside. Okay, so if we can make the upside tomorrow or the following day to recover this descending. The trend line here from the support line of the wedge, then yes, we can actually potentially find that support and then build up that volatility to make that massive move up. Josh says, I'd say edge or risk profit, right? Ratio in the same as risk management. Yes, absolutely. We are on the same page. I am for 1 to 5x return. Okay, nice, man, nice. Wow. If I can't find one, I sit on my hands. That's exactly right. You guys, if you're watching Josh's comment right at the bottom, that is absolutely the way to manage our trades. Okay, so not every day is a setup, not every day is an opportunity. But what we do is actually analyze the charts. We look at what we can. We use our strategy to our best of our abilities, and we catch the setup when it's appropriate. Okay, we can't force the trade, or else the trade is going to force us to lose money. Okay, we don't want that, you guys. So in this case, tops is still looking pretty good in my opinion. Slightly bearish. We could face a continuation to the downside, but this is likely sideways. Okay, if we do get in 2 days that reclaim of the channel, then we can possibly see a good move to the upside, considering the amount of tests that we're looking at. Okay, so this is it's a little pensive right now. I am expecting a continuation to the upside, maybe a month or two to test, or a month, maybe a month or two to test this top side, okay? And the top side would be an attempt to cover this large gap as well. Okay, you guys, definitely high risk in tops. Be very, very careful. Okay, so if I'm not pronouncing your name right, I apologize. Okay, so Ophir, right? Ophir, maybe? Ox. So most important thing I learned, don't be greedy and take your profits. Okay, so yeah, we definitely can't be too greedy, you guys. We have to play a strategy. Okay, usually in my strategy, I have several entries, several stop losses, several take profit zones. A lot of those zones actually do hit. Some of them don't, but that's why we have the stops in place. Okay, yeah, and actually I'm not, and Josh, I actually don't play with leverage. I actually just play cash, and you too, my bro. Good info to you too as well. Okay, so let's look at AMC now, you guys. I hope tops was good enough information for me, but you guys, Takumi, if you know what? We're going to do AMC and CENN last, okay, you guys? But know that this is not my last one, okay? Know that this is not my last live stream. Let's go ahead and go over those real quick as I do see some potentials. I know that I actually said downside for AMC a few days ago, but man, I hate saying that because, I'm long in it. I don't want to see it go down. My goodness. So yeah, let's take a look at AMC real quick, my people. By the way, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by once again. To the donations made to me, thank you so much for those who did. I really do appreciate you so much. I'm going to remind you once again that if you did make a donation, please, and I know some of you didn't request for anything, but please consider sending me a DM. I would love to look at your ticker or whatever has you want to know of, you know what I mean? It's just a thank you to you. Thank you so much, you guys. So let's open up AMC and see what we have. So, Josh, you said, sorry, not miswording. I don't leverage. What I mean is don't go all in, baby stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, damn. I actually pressed the space bar by accident. Okay. So, oh yeah, this was that another falling wedge that we actually, I'm sorry, this was the falling wedge play. I'm sorry, the ascending broadening wedge. This was literally the play that I traded. So, and this was a bit ago too. Okay, so, man, you're not gonna believe this. Are we literally building another? Oh, actually, wow. Let's take a look at a few time frames here. I'm gonna save this edit because this was part of this play, and I did like it. Let's open up another AMC iteration here. So. I know I have a lot of AMC coverage. It's just this one's so highly manipulated that I wanted to see how it moves. Moderator, what'd you say? I just created a Josh watch list on my trading app. Man, some potential gems for sure. I'll look at them more closely and bring them up in the Discord. Please do so, my bro. I want to know. Lone Wolf, if you're still in here, good night, my brother. Please be safe, be well. Oh God. Okay, so yeah, this was the channel that we were riding, guys, and I did say that the third iteration would actually likely happen from our falling wedge of look at that candle. Actually touched right out our implied target, and we did face that turd. I'm losing it here, you guys. That's how you know it's getting in a little too late. Okay, so yes, we did face that capitulation event from that third test, and man, it has been so silly. Okay, so what in the world happened here? This was today? No, we didn't. We hit a low of AMC hit a low of $3.80. How did I not buy there? Okay, anyway, so this is actually a very large reversal signal, okay, particularly to the upside. Yes, the Josh watch list, Samantha's asking for it. Definitely send it to her. Definitely put it up in the Discord. I want to see that, okay? Sean Cervantes says Ape, which is AMC preferred holding, did well today. Maybe they will follow each other. That's interesting, is because the Ape dividend actually felt like it took all of this. It went long on Ape, and everybody shorted. Oh yeah, I think I saw it go up like 30% today, Kevin. Guys, it's gonna be yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, Ape up like 60 cents. Oh my goodness! Trust me when I say I might have recovered $1,000 in that. That money has literally just been sitting there because it's at like 92% loss. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. So, yeah, the 12-hour time frame is presenting a very good signal here. So, oh, wow, this is a huge bullish candle in the daily as well. There could be buy pressure coming back into the AMC asset. It has surpassed the 3.618 at 477. We have now converted that into support. So, how do I get the software? This guy says right up here. I'll text you later. Okay, so yeah, making this 3.618 into support is good. Man, if we look at momentum, there's probably now some huge divergences, and I'm talking about bullish ones. What? How is that possible? How is that downside after this massive upside? I'm telling you, man, AMC is always just so manipulated. I hate it. You know what I mean? But it's like, because there's so many people talking about it, so the community's huge for the Ape AMC community. So The hedge funds are very much aware of what everyone talks about when anyone presents a viable notion, they immediately send their algos towards that thesis and invalidate it in order to make that person look like they're a clown. I promise you, man, it actually happens. These guys are looking. They're lurking. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up the 12-hour momentum, see what it's got. Some sideways trading. 8 hour is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Very good, actually. That makes me curious of buy daily. Buy daily downside. 3-day is actually sideways. 5-day is downside. Weekly downside. Let's look at the bi-weekly. What is the monthly saying? Downside and downside. Okay, so whatever upside that we do face for the meanwhile is actually going to be very temporary. And why is it temporary? It's particular to this, you guys. So as you can see, this I don't consider to be a good confirmation of the resistance. Okay, so I definitely can see another test of the resistance, and that could potentially be over the span of about since we're on the 12-hour chart, maybe within the next week. We can actually see a test of the resistance, and I'll give you a range. So that can be between the $5.98 zone, which is the 2 spot 618, and the 2 spot 272 at $6.40. Let's see, what do we have? We have some SMAs. Okay, what do you know? We do have the SMA 100 and confluence with the 2 spot 272 at 640. Okay, you guys. So there is the potential to where we can actually test that resistance. And also in confluence is obviously the channel newly converted support into resistance. Okay, so this is likely to find some type of retracement from this area. But if we don't make it up there, there's a very dangerous thing happening here. So the range, very short term range. Okay, I'm going to give you that too. That's located between the 3 spot 272 at 519 and the SMA 10 located at $5.08. This can likely be an area to find a heavy resistance and continue a capitulation, okay? So please notice what's happening here. Please see the fact that we're actually making a series of higher lows, okay? So these lows are actually definitely printing and lower lows, okay? So this is usually a bearish type of scenario here, okay, you guys? Also broad market influenced. So yeah, so this could be actually the likelihood of us finding resistance here is a lot greater than this one, obviously. Okay, you guys. So definitely be very careful with the asset, as I do see again a bull trap in play. Okay, this was too big of a recovery for us, for the short sellers not to take advantage of. Okay, so we're looking at a freaking recovery of about 39%, which is actually pretty confluent to what happened to the ape dividend in today's run-up. So it literally used all the liquidity from AMC, went straight into ape, right? Interesting, very interesting. Not a certainty. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna actually look at the final ticker, and that final ticker is gonna be REIT. Let's take a look at what REIT has to offer for us. Maybe yes, maybe no. You never know. You may actually just have to chill here with me for a little bit more. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm getting a little tired. Also, my baby boy is still waiting for me, and I am reaching that very last minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and load a new layout and look at read. Kevin, are you still in the chat? I know you said read, right, brother? Let's take a look. REEDS as in Sam, correct? Reads. Okay, cool. I see you. All right, so let's open up the daily. As you know, I usually like to look at the daily unless the time frame is actually just massively long, right? So in this case, actually it is 2007. I like the movement, but let me open up a 5-day. Okay, so in a higher term perspective is sometimes a little better to see. Let me open up the weekly now. This did have good movement at one point during 2012, and actually this is wow. It has some accordance with the financial crisis, 2007, 2009 here. Likely what could have happened there too. Okay, so We are, oh yeah, I see you. Okay, I think I see you. Then that's a weekly time frame. This is tough. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and widen this just a little bit. And take a look at this. So there is potentially a broadening descending wedge happening here, and this resistance, oh, this is actually presenting a market break. Okay, so this is a break of market structure, and it's also presented as a, when is it closing? Let me see when the weekly candle is closing. We are closing in 13, damn it. If it stays like this and it closes like this is a huge opportunity, and to go long on. So let me just make you this quick little drawing, because I can absolutely see, I can definitely see the broadening descending wedge here. And let me see if that resistance lines up with a few of them. Actually, it would be those two, actually, these two. Okay, and now let's look at our bottom side. So yeah, those two green candles right up there, definitely in confluence with that red candle right here. Okay, so now let's count the iterations. So we have 1, 2, and 3, of course. So actually, this could potentially be 3. So number 4 is interesting that it's already topping like this, signaling a potential break. So it actually came and resisted there, and this I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there is still the potential to where this can capitulate, right? But let's load up momentum. Let's see volatility first, because I'm actually very curious on the weekly time frame. Right? Those third tests usually get us, man. So weekly time frame is at 80% volatility. And if I'm not mistaken, momentum could be approaching oversold or already at maximum oversold. It is maximum oversold. Okay, so let's look at a brighter color here. I have failed to save that as a default, right? So actually, sorry, let's do this yellow color for KND percentages, and still suggesting downside. Okay, so momentum on the weekly is suggesting downside while an expansion phase is continuing. We have also crossed the moving average, so this is likely increasing volatility towards the downside, which leads me to believe that we do have a test of the support one more time. And if we can actually load, let me see here. Let's take a look at the body from the previous week as a fib. Okay, so let's just see. Let's practice some geometry on this and see if it is following some areas of confluence here, or confluence. Sorry, sometimes I just don't know how to pronounce that. So this could be facing a couple weeks of downside, but the good thing is that the 1.618 is located at 6 cents. Okay, 602 to be very precise. It doesn't have to come back all the way down. Okay, so I'm just saying that this is a very, very important area for support. Okay, so we can actually see a continuation, and this, if the weekly candle is not closed yet, this can actually continue on creating even larger inverted hammer at the bottom of a trend, and that can only increase the volatility towards the upside. So it can be a substantial move to the upside, but this is likely to take weeks. This is definitely a large swing play, a potential 2-month play, 3-month play. Okay, but in doing so, the gain could actually be pretty massive on this. Let me actually see what that percentage can be from a long position at about 602. So if we were to face a 602 and just test our high of the shooting star, you can actually see 141% upside. Okay, so that's not bad. Where are the SMAs now in the weekly? That's another question. So let's load them and take a look at what we have. Merry Christmas to you, Mark. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Josh, do not buy them through. Okay, so you're talking to somebody there. I see. Okay, so yeah, the fact that we do have the SMA 10 up here is a pretty good sign. That can be used as a form of resistance before a continuation to the downside, or it can be used as a form of support before a continuation to the upside and completing this this move. We can actually do a statistical backtest on this as well upon approaching the higher volatility levels. There's not that many iterations, I must warn. I usually would like to make the higher bets on 80 plus iterations or 70 minimum. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 iterations. It's not bad. It's just it just makes it a little bit more of a high risk play, right? So, but I mean, the thing is that for sure, when things are this oversold, there's only one other way. You know, it's it's gonna correct. But just so that we're clear for whoever is looking at this, when we are looking at momentum like this, okay, if we, I'm talking about this. This is okay. The simple fact is that it's an indicator. Okay, the indicator can, in theory, continue overselling infinitely. First of all, they're averaged, and they're also just and they're delayed. You know what I mean? So this can go into oversell forever and forever and forever, and also overbought. You know, so it's just the thing is that we apply psychology into the metrics, which is how we're able to understand the probability of an upside here. Okay, so in this case, we're approaching historical lows. You know what I mean? And lows that have only been achieved starting from 2014. So let me just make a trend line here so that we can actually see. And I'm going to move the indicator to the upside so that you can actually see it clear. So yeah, by looking at the indicator, I'm going to go ahead and make it large. And you can see that the current low that we're in, which is actually still a little bit lower. Let's go ahead and adjust the trend line to just about there. We've done serious reversals from this area here. Okay, so definitely a key support. Okay, but know for a fact that there is still the potential based on these prior iterations that we can actually still see some further capitulation or some further downside. The thing is here too is that it looks little, but we are, please remember, we're on the weekly chart. Okay, so looking at the weekly chart, these moves can be substantial to the downside. Okay, so but the opportunity is approaching, and I'm not going to say that it's now. Okay, because we do need both of the K and D averages for momentum to actually correct. We need them to pivot towards the upside. That's not to say that it can't just sharp end pivot like this, you know, but the suggestions from price action and, you know, just some discretionary measures are still suggesting some downside. Okay, but it is printing a bullish formation here. So as far as the downside is concerned, in a shorter time frame, we can actually see that potential. So let's see. Yeah, in the immediate short term, we can actually see 685 before a bounce. You can actually see that we're using it as a support. Again, here a support, likely again as support. It's whatever's happening within REIT, it looks like it's pensive. Is there like a catalyst coming out? You're gonna buy 10K at let's see, and throw in the dice that drops at 7 cents. 7 cent entry. Make that 685 if you want to be very aggressive. I would actually take a fib and give you that range. Okay, hold on just a sec, because you can do partial entries. Don't do one whole entry. Hold on just a sec. We're looking at that 7 cent low, right? So the 1.618 is located at 654. So yeah, so I would say 64 to 7 cents. 654 to 7 cents would be that area. Aggressive would be the 1.272. I'm sorry, aggressive is the 1.618. A little more, or conservative actually. Conservative would be the 654 at the 1.618, and the aggressive trader or the risky trader would be at 685. Okay, but nonetheless is within that 6-7 cent ratio. So yeah, definitely keep those alerts up because there is some high potential in this. Okay, you guys. So you guys, this is actually the final ticker. I'm gonna take a look at. My voice is almost gone. I hope that I have helped all of you enough. I hope that I provided enough information. You guys have been an incredible audience. I definitely appreciate every one of you showing up. Yeah, you know what, Takumi, I actually will look at that FFIE, and if it's okay, I'm actually gonna put together an FFIE threat of analysis tomorrow. Okay, so I'll make it for sure, or actually, it's about to be tomorrow, right? So at the end of the day. Definitely will, Kevin. Thank you so much. Tony, thank you so much. You guys, I really appreciate you. Everyone who donated to me, including Kevin, thank you guys. I really appreciate you all so much. I'm going to try to do a live stream tomorrow as well. Eric, have a very good night. And Zephram, thanks, man. Appreciate that, my bro. All right, so yeah, we'll look at FFIE tomorrow night, you guys, and we'll put together a thread of analysis. Josh, thank you so much for all of everything that you do. Oh, Fear, thank you so much. Samantha, you're the best. Dr. 175, you got it, man. Kevin, always catch you at the bell, man. Samantha, have a very good night. Mark, take care, you guys. I will catch you all soon, okay? Be safe, be well, and I'll catch you at the bell. Mañana. Adios. Night, Mark.